I'm going to show you how to get started with 535. This is a half scale drawing, but we don't want to do any more work than we have to. We're not going to take every measurement and divide it by half. That's way too much work. We're going to draw it full size. The easiest way to draw it full size is to start out with our title block double the size, because this part is obviously too big to go into the title block and we're going to have to scale it down by half. So let's go ahead and double the size of our title block. So then when we scale everything down by half, the title block will be the original size. So we're going to go to scale. You're going to select the entire title block. Right mouse click because you don't want to select anything else. Pick a base point. It really doesn't matter your base point, but I'm just going to pick the lower corner. I need to double its size. So the scale factor is going to be 2. So now I have doubled the size of my title block. So to get 535 to fit in the title block and put it in the right place, let's look at what we've got going on. So we're going to go to our center layer and let's use our midpoint and midpoint like we normally do. Let me double check my object snaps. Oh, see, my midpoint was not on, so always check it if it's not working right. So let's go to midpoint. So it tells me that 8.5 is in between those two center points. So let's take half of 8.5, which is 4 1/4, and we're going to offset that on both sides. So now there's 8.5 inches in between those two center lines. I don't need that anymore. So this center line and this center line is that center line and that center line. So now let's get the bottom of our part. So the total height, the highest point is going to be this 10.5 radius plus the radius of this 4-inch diameter circle. So the radius of a 4-inch circle is 2. So 10.5 plus 2 is 12.5. Divided by 2 is 6 1/4. So let's offset 6 1/4 down. I don't need that line anymore. This line is now the bottom of the part. So to get to this center line, the radius of that 4-inch circle, I'm going to offset up 2. That becomes an object line because that's the bottom of the part. And now, as I've told you in the explanation video, this is all circles. Circles everywhere. So if you start out at your center point and put in this 10.5, and then from there, if you build onto it, if you put in your 8 3/4, from this center point, you've got your 8. See, everything's building onto these center points. So if you just follow your dimensions, you can start building the part and trimming everything that you don't need. So once you create this part, you've trimmed everything out. In order to turn it in, you're going to go to scale again. You're going to highlight the entire thing, right mouse click, pick a base point, and your scale factor is going to be half because it's a half size drawing. So when you hit enter, you'll half everything down and it'll be ready to turn in.